Day 16 of the Iran war, and the situation has become even more devastating than anyone predicted. Tonight we have breaking developments that are shaking the entire Middle East. Iran's top military generals have been confirmed killed in coalition strikes. Israel is now running critically low on ballistic missile interceptors. And Iran has just launched its 50th wave of retaliatory attacks against US bases across the Gulf. Over 1,400 people are now dead in Iran alone. This is the most dangerous night of this war so far. Before we get into the full breakdown, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This conflict is changing by the hour, and you do not want to miss what comes next. Let us start with the biggest development. 4 of Iran's most senior military commanders have been confirmed dead. Abdolrahim Mousavi, the chief of staff of Iran's entire armed forces, is dead. Aziz Nasirzadeh, the defense minister and deputy chief of staff, killed. Mohammad Pakpour, the commander-in-chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, eliminated. And Brigadier General Abdullah Jalali Nasab, another senior military figure, also confirmed dead. This is an unprecedented decapitation strike against Iran's military leadership. In a single series of operations, the coalition has wiped out the top command structure of Iran's armed forces. The scale of the coalition air campaign is staggering. The US Defense Secretary has confirmed that over 15,000 enemy targets have been struck since the war began on February 28. That is more than 1,000 targets being destroyed every single day. In just the past 24 hours, Israel's military claims it struck over 200 targets inside Iran. The strikes are hitting military installations, government buildings, weapons depots, underground bunkers, and missile production facilities across the country. At least 10,000 residential homes in Iran have been damaged or completely destroyed. But Iran is hitting back with everything it has. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has launched what it calls its 50th wave of operations against American military bases across the Gulf. Since the war began, Iran has fired approximately 700 ballistic missiles and 3,600 drones at US and Israeli targets. Let that number sink in. 700 missiles and 3,600 drones. This is the largest sustained missile campaign in modern military history. Iranian forces are targeting US bases in the UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait, while simultaneously launching multiple barrages of missiles at Israel. And here is perhaps the most alarming development of all. Israel is now running critically low on ballistic missile interceptors. The Arrow and Iron Dome systems that protect Israeli cities have been firing around the clock for 16 straight days. The sheer volume of Iranian missiles and drones has been draining Israel's interceptor stockpiles at an unsustainable rate. In the past 24 hours alone, 108 people were injured in Israel. Missile fragments and falling debris from intercepted projectiles have caused fires near Tel Aviv. The question everyone is now asking is, what happens when the interceptors run out? The chaos is spreading across the entire Persian Gulf. Saudi Arabia intercepted 4 drones over Riyadh, but Iranian strikes still killed 2 people and injured 12. In the UAE, 10 missiles and several drones were launched at the Al Dhafra airbase. Black smoke was seen rising over Fujairah port after drone debris was intercepted. A drone caused a fire near Dubai International Airport. In Bahrain, air raid sirens are sounding, and at least 2 people have been killed. Kuwait's Ahmad al-Jaber airbase was hit by 2 missiles, wounding 3 soldiers. Drones even damaged radar systems at Kuwait's international airport. Only Qatar managed to intercept all 4 incoming missiles without casualties. President Trump made one of his most controversial statements yet about the war today. Speaking about Kharg Island, Iran's critical oil export terminal through which 90% of Iranian oil flows, Trump claimed that US strikes have, quote, totally demolished most of Kharg Island, and then added that he wants to hit it, quote, a few more times just for fun. This statement has drawn sharp criticism from analysts who warn that destroying Iran's oil infrastructure could trigger a global energy crisis. Trump also questioned whether Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is, quote, even alive, suggesting that coalition strikes may have already targeted Iran's top leadership. The devastation in Lebanon continues to worsen by the hour. 826 people have now been killed since February 28th, and over 800,000 people have been displaced from their homes. In just the past day, 5 more people were killed in Israeli attacks, including a child. An entire family was wiped out in the town of Kontara, including 2 children. The World Health Organization reports that 14 healthcare workers have been killed in just the last 24 hours. Hezbollah is fighting fierce battles against Israeli advances in southern Lebanese towns, but the humanitarian catastrophe is beyond anything the region has seen in decades. In a dramatic development inside Iran, authorities have arrested 20 people in northwestern Iran for allegedly providing Israeli military forces with location data about Iranian military positions. This suggests that Israel has been running an extensive intelligence network deep inside Iran, with local informants feeding real-time targeting information to coalition strike planners. Meanwhile, in Bahrain, 6 people have been arrested simply for posting videos on social media showing Iranian attacks hitting their country. The information war is now being fought alongside the military one. The battle for the Strait of Hormuz remains one of the most critical flashpoints. Iran's IRGC Navy commander stated that Iran has not actually closed the strait, but is, quote, controlling it. This distinction is significant. Iran is essentially holding the world's oil supply hostage without fully blocking it, maintaining leverage while avoiding the most extreme escalation. Trump has called for a naval coalition from allies including China to help keep the strait open, but no country has confirmed participation. Japan explicitly said, quote, the bar would be too high. The world's most important oil choke point remains under the shadow of Iranian guns. The war is pulling in neighboring countries, whether they like it or not. The U.S. Embassy in Iraq has issued an urgent order telling all American citizens to, quote, leave Iraq now. The Lanaz oil refinery near Erbil was hit, triggering a massive fire. Baghdad's prisons have been subjected to repeated attacks. In Jordan, the military intercepted 79 out of 85 Iranian missiles and drones, but 6 got through, wounding 14 people. The entire region from the Mediterranean to the Persian Gulf is now a battlefield. Back in the United States, public support for this war is collapsing. A new Quinnipiac poll shows that 53% of American voters now oppose the attacks on Iran. Even more striking, nearly 75% oppose deploying ground forces. The Trump administration has responded by threatening to revoke broadcasting licenses of media outlets providing critical coverage, accusing them of, quote, distortions. The administration has also rebuffed ceasefire negotiation efforts from Middle Eastern allies. With no diplomatic off-ramp and declining public support, the political pressure on the White House is building rapidly. And perhaps the most chilling statement came from the Israeli military itself. A spokesperson told CNN that Israel has a list of targets in Iran that will take at least 3 more weeks to hit. 3 more weeks of this. 3 more weeks of missiles, drones, and airstrikes. 3 more weeks of civilian casualties mounting on all sides. Trump administration officials offered a similar timeline, saying they expect the conflict to end within weeks or, quote, sooner. But with Iran showing no signs of surrender and both sides escalating, that timeline feels dangerously optimistic. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi delivered a defiant response today. He revealed that the United States has been using cruise missiles launched from the UAE near Dubai to strike Iranian targets. He warned that Tehran could retaliate directly against the UAE, calling it, quote, dangerous for the region. On the question of Iran's leadership, Araghchi dismissed American claims, stating there is, quote, no problem with the new supreme leader. Iran's message is clear. They will not stop fighting, they will not negotiate under fire, and they are prepared for this war to last as long as it takes. Here is the reality of where we stand tonight. 16 days into this war, Iran's military leadership has been decimated, but its missile capabilities remain intact. Israel's defensive systems are running dry, but its offensive operations continue. The Gulf states are taking hits from both sides. Over 2,000 people are dead across the region, and there is no diplomatic solution anywhere on the horizon. Every day this continues, the risk of a catastrophic miscalculation grows. One stray missile hitting a civilian airliner, one attack on a nuclear facility releasing radiation, one Gulf state deciding it has had enough, any of these could transform this war into something the world has never seen before. This war is far from over. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Every hour brings new developments. Share this video with everyone who needs to understand what is happening. Stay safe, stay informed, and we will see you next.